Hello, and welcome back to Dying with Style, episode 6. Another hull warning straight as we start. Oh dear. This is one of those episodes where I feel like, despite having jumped out of the last system with our tail between our legs, we could do quite well. We just need to avoid those pesky rebels. My crew got really beat up that last run. I'm surprised John made it, to be honest. I thought they would have targeted my fast and light drive a lot harder than that. They tend to take that out first thing, so I can't actually get out of dodge. But thankfully we made it, so straight on to the first distress call. Ooh. Well, this looks like an easy one. Fuel and scrap. Lovely jubbly. And more distress. Well, this is just leading us on a breadcrumb trail. This has got to go wrong at some point. And there it does. Oh no. There was me genuinely thinking a ship with 3 shields was here to attack me and blow me up. Because I don't know if you can quite see there, but I'm pretty sure that's a missile launcher. And I don't like using my Artemis, so that would have been some damage, but as it's a quest, we seem to be in the wind today. Mind you, that is quite a bit out our way, and I do want to go to that store. But I don't want to have to hit the exit this early. I would rather... No, I am going to see what's in that store. Hoping I can swing back and go around. Ooh. Burst Laser Mark III, or an Ion Blast. Now the reason I'm looking at this is it's nice and cheap, as it only takes 1 power to charge, whereas this takes 4, and I currently don't even have 4. But it might be useful later on. Decisions. Right, well as my hull's damaged, I'm going to go for the Ion Blast, repair my ship and buy some fuel, and that leaves me with some left over. I'm then going to move the Ion Blast up 1 and see if I can't upgrade my ship to have 1 more in weapons. There we go. Now unfortunately I'll have to drain the med bay, but that means we've got an extra weapon active. Hooray! Doing well. Oh, well now you offer us cheap repair. Bloody bullshit merchants. I'm going to head back into the oncoming red here, because I'm going to just try and stay just ahead of them and outrun them to the quest, and then... Oh, that might be a bit far to get to the exit, so that might be a bad idea. Alright, well I'm going to go 1 blip up further than I intended to then. I'm kind of hoping I encounter something angry, so... Oh, distress, that's lovely. So I can try out my new set of weapons. Ah, here we go. A trap. It's no giant alien spiders. Going to turn auto-fire on, and we're going to try and fire everything at once. So I'm going to pause and blast their shields nice and hard. And then I'm going to hold back my heavy laser and wait until there's an impact and then shoot their weapons. There we go. Hooray! I think that went well, and then I'll just leave that on auto-fire, because at this point with a... Yeah, that seems to be going fine. They should fall apart. Unless they try that. But thankfully, as I have a nice quick ion weapon... Ooh, that's a lot of fuel. Nah, I like explosions, and I'm a bastard. Mind you, that was a lot more scrap than they offered me. They were holding out on me. Right, so... I'm going to try and jump to that quest as quick as we can. Oh dear. Trying to start up their fast and light drive straight away. This could go badly for me. Bloody hell, look at all the weapons on that thing. Well, that's going to be some damage for sure, so I'm going to pause here and try and hammer their weapons, but I've got to aim my burst laser at their... I suppose I could have aimed at their engines, but I always like taking out the helm of the ship more than anything else. There we go. Now, what have they damaged? I suppose Brian will be the one to go repair that, as I don't really want to move Marcus, as he'll depower a bubble of my shields. I suppose I could... Oh. Of course I can't, my med-base powered down. I would heal up Emma, but Emma's got plenty of health. Everyone with obsessive compulsive disorder is screaming at me right now. But it's not full health. Ooh. More free stuff. Well, that's good. Unfortunately, I do seem to have reached a point where I can explore here, but I have a feeling I'm going to have to go back and all the way around and die to get to the exit. This is one of these positions where I thought I could make it, but it doesn't look like I can. Oh well. Let's try to die with a little bit of style, shall we? They have bested my weapons. How unfortunate. But it seems I have bested theirs. And I didn't notice that fire until just now. Bloody solar flares. I didn't think suns would solar flare that often, and if you actually got hit by a solar flare, wouldn't your ship, rather than just fire appearing randomly, be completely annihilated? I was under the impression that solar flares were actually a little bit hot. So I'm going to take the iron blast down just for now and heal up some of our crew. Oh, that's bad. Right, well, I will sort that in due time. No, I won't, because my door's going to go if I don't. Oh dear. And more solar flares. Right, well, I can't open the doors without door control. I think I better jump out of here as quickly as possible, yeah. Because we're going to go back into the oncoming storm anyway. Oh dear. Right, well, now my door control is fixed, they're going to retreat, and I'm just going to have to vent this entire part of the ship. No oxygen for us. Which reminds me, I wanted to put some points in door control. I'll just do that while my ship's burning down around me. There we go. It's only 20 scrap. Lovely. And that actually saved me from losing door control as well, because I would have lost it there, and then people wouldn't be able to... Well, I wouldn't have been able to shut my door to repressurise these parts of the ship, and people would have been losing health trying to repair it. And my first run through, that got my crew killed, so let's not make that mistake again. Or at least they died of suffocation, so I don't want to go down that road twice. I seem to have picked Steve and Brian as my engineers, despite the fact that engineers usually hang out in the engine room, but frankly, Emma's too slow, so... oh well. Steve's getting quite good with those guns. Right, now before I set off, I just want to check what upgrades I can get. I think I'm going to buy... yes, 4 bars of power. I can't use all 4 right now, but it means I have those 2 in reserve and everything powered, so if I get a decent drone, I can power it. And now we jump back into the oncoming storm. This is very unfortunate. I think I can make it in I might be able to make it in 3 jumps. Again, that might be too far of a distance between those two, and I might have to go even further round. And every jump of this is a... You know what? I'm going to try out the unvisited location before we do that, just in case there's any goodies to get. I say goodies, I get bloody mantis. Oh well. Right, well, what we're going to do here is, as door control is on my side, I'm going to vent the part of the ship they're in. In fact, I'm going to make these people... you flee out of here and you just go and wait over here. It's not what I asked you to do, is it? There we go. So they are attempting to fight their way into the med bay while suffocating. Now that does mean one of them is attempting to get into my observation deck, but as we're not actually in a ship battle, I can put a couple of people in my observation deck. Now as long as they're fighting in the med bay, they're invincible, even if they are fighting Mantis, so that's fine. He's trying to take down my shields from the inside, so we're going to vent the air in that room. I love venting my ship, apparently. That just seems to be my thing. And now he's dying alone in a room trying to get into the med bay. Well, that was silly of them. Anyway, that seems to have gone well for me, even if they're dying of lack of oxygen. No, it wasn't Brian and Steve, was it? It was Gooby and Marcus in the shield room, so that means those two are over there. And that's pretty much sorted. I do love a good Mantis attack that gives me no benefits when I win it. Of all the encounters in this game, ship battles seem to be the best, and Mantis randomly popping onto your ship seems to be the worst. The problem I have with it is, where do they come from? In most ship battles, when a Mantis ports onto your ship, they come from another ship, and you can see the teleporter and shoot it to lock them down on your ship so you can finish them off. Whereas right now we seem to be in the dead of space. So how did they get here? Because they clearly teleported on as they came into this room, not one of the 2 airlock rooms. Well, 3. I always forget there's one at the back. Oh dear. Right, well. I guess that means we're fighting rebels. Now, I think my best strategy here is to pretty much aim as hard as I can for their weapons. Intruders again. Right, well, we'll use Emma to tip the scales here then. The point is, I just don't want them getting through my shields while I'm faster than light drivers charging. Or killing my oxygen off. I'm going to activate that system repair drone, as I feel like I might need it in this battle. Especially with my oxygen off. Oh my. That's a lot of damage. Because this is our first jump. Right, well, this is probably not a good idea, but I'm getting straight out of here, as it'll take the next ship a couple of seconds to properly charge their weapons. Like, again, they have weapons that go straight through my shield, allowing my crew some time to recover. The unfortunate thing is, I seem to have forgot to fire my weapons, which is a slight oversight on my part. I was too worried about my ship not exploding. Oh, that is bad. The last thing I needed taken out was door control. Alright, well, we'll put Emma and Brian in there then. Hopefully to take these guys out. Can I take this ship down? No, it appears to be too evasive for me, and they've taken out my bloody well oxygen again. Oh dear. Right, well. Don't need Brian on the helm. You're useless to me. I think Steve is our pilot. No, Steve is our weapons expert, so they can go to the medbay as well. We'll put John back on the fast and light charging, as he does it quite well. She does it quite well, my apologies. I keep forgetting John is a woman. Right, okay, that's a fairly dangerous looking laser and a fairly not so dangerous looking missile, so this might actually go better for me than the other rounds. What I need to do, however, is get Steve and Brian back on the guns. And Emma healed. And Marcus healed, actually, come to think of it, as he seems to be doing quite badly. Shield crew was in trouble there. Goodness. Well, that's not good at all. Again, forgetting to fire my weapons because I'm too worried about my crew not dying, wanting my fast and light drive to charge. And as long as we've taken down their missile, I'm almost confident I can survive this. Except that Charlie's about to go splat and I need people actually worrying about charging my shields. Right, well, I don't think I'm going to make this, but I'm going to give it my best. Because this is what Dying with Style is all about. Misjudging what we need to do to survive and getting it completely wrong. Because where would the entertainment factor be if I actually survived? With our fast and light drive charged, we are a couple of jumps still away from being alright. Now that's a pretty dangerous combination in the way of weapons, but if we actually remember to fire our weapons at theirs, we might be alright. Now who's hurt? Brian's hurt, but Brian's superfluous, so we'll go get him healed up. And Steve is hurt, but I need Steve on guns, so... Well, that's fairly dangerous, but we do seem to be... annoying their weapon systems at best. Don't need the fuel enough that I'm going to hang around and try and fight this ship. I'm going to get out of here as soon as possible. Right. If we can survive these next jumps, we should be okay. Again, as combinations go, that's even better than last time, as those lasers will hit slightly less. They're mostly interested in cutting and trying to board my ship at the worst place possible. That is quite literally the worst place they could come in, as I'm going to depressurise every room as they come to it on the way along. Nearly forgot to fire my weapons again, but hopefully this just means I can fire them in unison and actually do some damage. Now I'm going to move, don't do that, Emma into my weapons room so they can fight. I'm going to close these doors so that the weapons room doesn't lose oxygen, as Steve is already quite low on health. But they've been weakened on their way here. There we go. So that's rid of them, and they're at next to no health. So if they take a hit, not that I'll be able to see it, they should die. And Fast and Light is charging nicely. This is good. This ship I actually feel like I could take, albeit very slowly, but I'm just not going to take the risk. Now to the exit. If we can fight our way past this ship, I didn't think we'd make it, but we might. This would be falling at the last hurdle, and of course we find something with 2 big old bypassing my shield weapons, and 3 shields that I am going to heavily struggle to actually get through. So this is going to be bad, flat out. No, I'm not getting through those to... Oh, and oxygen's down. And that was 2 damage. 2 damage I very much didn't need, as we've only just started with this fight. As long as they don't hit my engines, I should be fine. Well, that was famous last words, wasn't it? Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear.